What if your greatest power wasn't in what you say, do, or achieve? What if the real frequency people feel from you, the one that heals, attracts, activates, isn't your brand, your voice, or your rituals, but your breath? Yes, your breath. The inhale that anchors you back into the now. The exhale that clears lifetimes of stagnancy. The life force that pulses through your system without ever having to earn it. Let's go even deeper. What if the most radiant healers, the most magnetic healers, leaders, the most trusted guides, weren't the ones with the most polished presence, but the ones with the most sovereign pranic flow? The ones who serve through fullness, the ones who breathe before they speak, the ones who hold their own life force like sacred currency, not something to sacrifice to gain approval, love, or success. And what if the path to your next level in business, in love, in leadership, wasn't to do more, but just to breathe differently? Welcome to this sacred remembrance. This isn't just a teaching. It's not just an episode. This is a frequency transmission. Today, we talk about Guru Har Krishan, the 8th seat guru, and the embodiment of the 8th energy body, the Pranic Body. This is about divine vitality, about healing from the inside out, about leadership that radiates from breath, not burnout. So take a deep breath with me right now. Inhale through the nose and exhale softly through the mouth. And let's begin. Hey, beloved, I'm Sherry, your spiritual life coach, numerologist, Lemurian guide, and mentor for breath-led leadership and energy mastery. I walk with women who are done with surface level spirituality, done with overgiving, done with shrinking their radiance to make others feel comfortable. I guide them to their sovereignty through deep numerology decoding, the 10 energy bodies, breath-based embodiment practices, Lemurian soul remembrance, and my growth method. I am a 5-1 emotional projector in human design. That means I'm here to guide with clarity, feel the unseen patterns, and reflect back soul truths you might not want to admit, but absolutely need to. I'm not here to calm your fears. I'm here to anchor your power. And today that means helping you remember that your breath is not just a function, it's a frequency. Your breath holds your spiritual leadership. It holds your truth, your healing capacity, your energetic sovereignty. As we guide through the journey with Guru Har Krishan, today we're not just talking about history or energy. We're reclaiming your relationship to life force itself. So let's get into it. So what was the life and legacy of Guru Har Krishan, breathing divine service into broken worlds? To understand the pranic body, to truly feel its power, we need to walk with someone who embodied it in its purest, most selfless, most radiant way. And that someone is Guru Har Krishan, the 8th guru of the Sikhs, the child guru. He became guru at just 5 years old, not 50, not 25, 5. Let that sink into your body. A child, barely out of infancy by today's standards, was recognized as a spiritual leader to millions. Why? Not because of training, not because of doctrine, not because he spoke eloquently or wrote volumes of teachings. He was chosen because his presence healed people. His breath restored others. His energy shifted spaces. He was a living embodiment of the pranic body, life force in motion, spiritual leadership through vitality and divine innocence. A time of crisis during his guruship, a smallpox epidemic spread through Delhi. People were terrified. The illness was painful, contagious, and deadly. Most spiritual leaders of the time withdrew, isolated, or protected themselves. But not Har Krishan. This 5-year-old radiant soul walked straight into the epidemic zones, not because he had to, but because his heart pulled him there. He would sit beside the dying, offer words of comfort, bless water for healing, radiate energetic stability into the most unstable spaces. And here's the miracle. Many of the sick began recovering simply from being in his presence, not from medicine, not from magic tricks, from breath-based, heart-centered service. This is what happens when someone is fully connected to their pranic body. They don't try to fix the world. They simply breathe in a way that the world recognizes around their frequency. So prana in action. Har Krishan's teachings weren't sermons. They were frequencies. He didn't have to explain Dharma. He embodied it. He didn't strive for purity. He was it. And yet he never claimed to be a healer. He never took credit. He didn't want power. He wanted only to serve from the overflow of divine life force. That's pranic mastery. That's spiritual maturity, not defined by age, but by presence. Har Krishan eventually contracted smallpox himself, and rather than retreating or being cared for as the guru, he continued to serve until his final breath. His final words weren't about fear. They were a blessing, a whisper, a breath, a transmission from a Bakam. This was his subtle way of pointing to his successor, Guru Bahadur, who would become the ninth guru, and who aligns with the subtle body, the one previously confused in earlier versions of his teachings. Even in death, Har Krishan was guided through energy frequency and light, not drama or performance. He exhaled his last breath, and the space was filled with peace. Why this matters for you, beloved? You don't need to be 5 years old or a guru to live in ancient India. You simply need to remember your breath is sacred. Your energy is inert. Your presence changes rooms. You've just forgotten how powerful it is to breathe on purpose. So now let's shift from the story to the energy. Let's dive into the pranic body itself. What is it? Why does it matter? And how do you activate it for your own healing, leadership, and divine service? Let's talk about Energy Body 8, the pranic body decoded. We'd walk with the child guru. We'd felt the power of presence. Now it's time to understand what was really happening beneath the surface, energetically. Welcome to the pranic body, the 8th energy body in your spiritual anatomy. This body is your sacred life force regulator, your energetic immune system, and your link to vitality, radiance, and sustainable service. So what actually is the pranic body? The pranic body is the part of your energy system that governs your life force energy, the universal breath or prana. Think of it as the power grid that fuels your physical vitality, your emotional resilience, your mental clarity, your spiritual capacity to serve and shine. It's the source of your energy field's charge. Without it, you're drained, dimmed, and disconnected. So how does the pranic body operate? You can't see it, but you can feel it. It works through the breath, through the chakras, through the nadis, your energetic channels, and through the way your soul breathes through your body. When this body is activated and strong, you feel energized. Even in high-stress situations, you give and serve without burning out. You naturally radiate health, warmth, and spiritual magnetism. Others feel better just being around you. Does any of this sound familiar? Hello, Guru Har Krishan's energy. When the pranic body is weak or blocked, now let's get real for a moment. Here's what happens when your pranic body is weak, collapsed, or compromised. You wake up tired, even after rest. You feel others' pain more than your own. You start overgiving to prove that you're enough. You feel emotionally porous, unable to hold space for yourself. Your nervous system is reacting, stuck in fight or flight or freeze. You get sick more often. You're drained after calls. You feel invisible even when you show up. Does any of this sound familiar? Because you're not lazy. You're not broken. You're chronically depleted. And that is not your fault. But it is your responsibility to heal. So how does the pranic body connect to the other bodies? Let's briefly map it across the system. Energy body 6, the arc line, holds the intuition and protection. When your pranic body is weak, you override your intuitive nodes and say yes out of guilt. Energy body 7, the aura, expands your presence. But without prana fueling it, your aura collapses and you become energetically invisible or easily manipulated. Energy body 9, the subtle body, allows you to sense truth. But without pranic strength, your sensitivity becomes confusion, not clarity. So the pranic body is the vital current that powers the rest. It's the energetic blood flow to your entire system. And without it, you're a lighthouse with no electricity. So here are some signs that your pranic body is strong. Let's flip it. Here's what it feels like when your pranic body is healthy and radiant. You breathe deeply and consciously. You move through stress with grace. You trust your energy above other people's demands. You feel energized by your service. You glow from within and people comment on it. You know when to say no to protect your life force. You become like Guru Har Krishan, the transmitter of healing, simply by showing up. No performance, no drama, just pure conscious breath woven into every action you take. Here are some core affirmations for the pranic body. So let these land. My breath is sacred. My energy is sovereign. I serve from overflow, not depletion. My life force is not sacrifice. It is for legacy. Breathe that in. Feel it in your chest. Rise with remembrance. Now that we've decoded the anatomy of the pranic body, it's time to anchor it in deeper. The numerology of 8, power, karma, and pranic integrity. You know, I couldn't do an energy body transmission without putting in the numerology wisdom. And this one is pure soul structure. The number 8 governs energy body 8, the pranic body. But what does that actually mean? So let's dive into that a little bit. What is the energy of the number 8? In numerology, 8 is the number of power, but not dominance, energetic integrity, the energetic echo, balance between giving and receiving, longevity and legacy, structure, discipline, equid leadership. But here's the one thing no one tells you. The number 8 is the energetic architect. It's not about flashy success. It's about what sustains. It teaches us you can build anything, but only what you've had the energy to sustain is meant to last. And what fuels that? Your pranic body, your breath, your vitality, your internal rhythm. The symbol of infinity, the 8, on its side is the infinity symbol, a loop of conscious flow. It's a mirror for the breath. Inhale, receive from source. Exhale, give to the world. And then repeat. When that flow is blocked, you exhale without inhaling and you burn out. That's what most spiritual leaders, coaches, and empaths are doing. Constant output, no intake. Result, depletion. Resentment, collapse. The 8 is here to teach you. Boundaries are sacred. Balance is required. Prana must be honored. So what is the 8 plus the pranic body integration? When your pranic body is aligned with your 8 frequency, you serve without self-sacrifice, rest without guilt, lead without losing your center, breathe before you act, feel through vision, not urgency. And when you're out of alignment, the karma comes fast, not as punishment, but as feedback. You feel heavy, blocked, overworked, resentful, out of breath, literally and spiritually. Your life becomes a to-do list instead of a sacred breath cycle. So I want to give you some reflection journal prompts. Where am I over-exhaling in my life? Energy, emotions, caregiving, coaching. And here's a follow-up. Where can I allow myself to inhale without guilt? Rest, support, breath work, nourishment, pleasure. The breath as a karmic reset. Let's flip the fear on karma into power. Each conscious breath is a karmic reset. Each inhale is a reclamation. Each exhale is a prayer. When you breathe with intention, you become aligned with the sacred laws of balance. The number 8 is not here to crush you with responsibility. It's here to remind you that sustainability is sexy. You don't need to be all things to all people. You need to be fully resourced. So your presence carries the medicine. Just like Guru Har Krishan, he didn't try to fix everyone. He breathed love into the moment, and that was enough. So what is the Lemurian wisdom of breath as a Stargate healing technology and the priestess power? Let's go way back, before religion, before systems, before breath was reduced to biology. In the Lemuria, breath was not just for survival, it was for ascension. And the pranic body was the priestess's most powerful tool. Breath was sacred technology. The Lemurians didn't separate spirit from body. They lived in unity consciousness. So every inhale was a download. Every exhale was a broadcast. Every breath was a multidimensional code. They used their breath to access higher realms without leaving their bodies, communicate telepathically across time and space, transfer healing energy into water, crystals, and the land, anchor divine will into the collective field, clear karmic lines and ancestral trauma, create sound codes that shifted cellular structure. They didn't chant to perform. They toned through the breath to dissolve density. They didn't do breath work to feel relaxed. They did it to activate portals inside the body. The pranic body was trained like a sacred instrument. Each breath tuned the energetic field, opened the pranic gates, energy entry points, allowed for full cellular regeneration. Breath was not taken for granted. It was an initiation. And this wasn't limited to temples. It was everyday life. cooking with breath-infused mantras, blessing children's energetic field with whisper light cones, using group breath ceremonies to align with celestial cycles. You were there, my love. You remember this. You've walked the breath temples. You've anointed the body with the inhale. You've transmuted pain into radiance through nothing but sacred breath. But that knowing is still in your bones. The modern day remembrance in this world of noise, quick fixes, and nervous system chaos. Your soul is craving the return to the Lemurian way, to slow breath, to intentional presence, to vibrational sovereignty, to frequency, not force. This is why you cry during breathwork, why visions open during your exhale, why your hands tingle when you breathe deep in meditation. Your cellular memory is activated. Here's a simple practice to reconnect. Sit with both feet on the earth or your spine on the ground. Breathe in slowly through your nose for the count of 6. Hold the breath. Visualize golden Lemurian light spiraling around your spine. Exhale through your mouth with sound. Let your voice tone out or Repeat this 8 times. And then after that, here's the affirmation. With every breath, I restore my ancient knowing. I remember who I was. I remember how to breathe life into this world. You are the stargate. You don't need a temple to access this. Your pranic body is the temple. Your breath is the praying. Your body is the stargate. And when you begin to breathe with intention, you shift timelines, access higher wisdom, heal DNA, radiate healing to your friends and family and clients without saying a word. Lead through vibration, not volume. This is what true Lemurian leadership looks like in 5D. I'm now going to take you through a guided pranic activation breathwork to awaken your life force energy. Before we begin, make sure you are somewhere safe, quiet and supported. This is a sacred activation of your pranic body. You might feel energy moving. You might see light, feel emotion, or simply soften. All of it is divine. So let's begin. Close your eyes, find a seated position or lay down with your spine locked. Let your palms face up. Reset your body into stillness. Inhale through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. Again, inhale and then exhale. Feel yourself arrive. Feel your breath begin to stretch. Open space inside you. You are safe to slow down. You are safe to soften. You are safe to breathe deeply. Bring your attention to your breath without trying to change it. Where is it landing? Is it shallow or deep? Is it in your chest, belly, throat? Just notice. Now place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Breathe in. Feel the belly rise. Breathe out. Feel the belly fall. You are coming home to your life force. Begin breathing in through your nose for the count of 4. Hold for 4 and exhale through the mouth for the count of 6. Let's do this 3 more times together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again. As you breathe in, visualize a soft golden light entering the crown of your head. It spirals gently down through your spine, filling your lungs with radiance. This is pranic light. This is the Lemurian code of divine breath. On your next inhale, feel it move into your lungs, your blood, your bones, your aura. On the exhale, release anything that no longer serves your vitality. Overgiving, energetic calls, trauma residue, fear of slowing down. Let the exhale purify you. Now we'll breathe in the Lemurian rhythm. Box breath with golden activation. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Visualize a Lemurian temple, glowing white gold, opening around you. You are standing in the center of it. With each breath, the pillars of this temple rise. With each exhale, a veil is lifted from your memory. You remember, you were once a healer of breath. You were once the breath itself. Inhale, feel the temple receiving you. Exhale, anchor your presence and affirm, I now reclaim my breath as sacred. I now activate my pranic body. I radiate life force in every direction. Now visualize a spiraling golden breath moving up and down your spine, with each inhale and exhale. Inhale, breath spirals up from the base to the crown. Exhale, breath spirals down from the crown to the base. Feel the breath cleansing each chakra, the root stabilizing, sacral opening, solar plexus strengthening, heart softening, throat clarifying, third eye awakening, and crown expanding. Your spine becomes a pillar of light. Your aura glows with pranic radiance. Let yourself feel nourished by this divine oxygen. Now return to natural breath. Let your body soften. Let your breath do the work. No effort, just presence. Feel the tingles, the warmth, the stillness. You are not just a person breathing. You are a frequency emanating. Anchor this truth now. My breath is my blessing. My energy is sovereign. I serve from fullness. I honor the divine inhale. Take one last deep breath together. Inhale fully. Hold it and gently exhale completely. Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and bring your awareness back to the room. And when you're ready, open your eyes. You've just activated your pranic body, and nothing will quite feel the same again. You've activated your pranic body. You've remembered how to breathe with power, presence, and intention. Now the most sacred work begins, embodiment. Because healing isn't just what happens on the mat, in ritual, or during the exhale. It's how you live after the practice, how you lead, how you love, how you protect your life force in everyday moments. Let's bring this breath-based wisdom into your reality. So what does that actually look like to live from the pranic body? It's not about being perfect. It's about making breath your baseline. Here's what embodiment looks like. You pause before speaking, checking, is this coming from breath or from trigger? You stop people pleasing because your nervous system said no before your mind catches up. You stop saying yes to opportunities that leave your chest tight. You prioritize hydration, movement, and nourishment because it fuels your service, not because it's trendy. You work in cycles, not sprints. You honor your breath rhythm instead of forcing productivity. The cycle of breath equals the cycle of life. Breath teaches us everything. Inhale, receive, rest and restore. Hold, integration and reflection. Exhale, act, serve, release. Hold, empty, surrender, trust and reset. Most people are stuck in just the exhale, giving, producing, serving until they're empty, and then shaming themselves for not being able to keep going. Living from your pranic body means reclaiming all four phases. You don't need to earn the inhale. You don't need to apologize for the pause. Let's talk about boundaries, the energetic kinds, because your pranic body is the first line of energetic defense. When it's strong, you naturally sense when something is off. Exit conversations that drain you. Say no without any guilt. Trust your energy over other people's expectations. But when it's weak, you take on other people's emotions. Say yes from pressure. Feel guilty for resting. Confuse fatigue for failure. Let's end that cycle now. Practice this micro-boundary ritual. Before every yes, take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself, is this life-giving or life-taking? If you feel an expansion, it's pranic alignment. If you feel a tightening, your body is telling you no. Trust it. Here are some daily rituals to embody your pranic body. And here's how you can integrate this into your daily life. In the morning, 5 minutes of breath of fire or conscious breathing to ignite prana. Set your energetic intentions. Today, I honor my life force above all. Around midday, pranic breath check-in. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Ground your energy before big tasks or conversations. And in the evening, pranic cold clearing. Inhale light into your aura. Exhale attachments and repeat, I release what isn't mine. I reclaim my breath. And here's a bonus tool. Keep a prana journal. Track when your energy expands or contracts. Speak affirmations into your breath, not just your mind. Let me get straight with you. You can't lead a movement if you're always out of breath. You can't build an empire if you're too exhausted to show up for your own energy. Spiritual martyrdom is not the vine anymore. What we're doing now is sustainable. It's sustainable service. You're here to serve from overflow. not because you're trying to earn more worth. And the only way to do that is to honor your pranic body like it's the temple it truly is. So let's move on to shadow works and why your breath wasn't disconnected and how to heal it. Let's not sugarcoat it. Most of us didn't learn how to breathe with sovereignty. We learned how to hold our breath without walking on eggshells. Shallow breathe through stress to survive. Exhale all our energy trying to be good enough. Forget your own needs because someone else needed more. Any of this sound familiar? You didn't lose touch with your breath because you're broken, because you're not. You lost it because you were conditioned to disconnect in order to be loved, feel safe, or accepted. So let's name it. The root of breath disconnection here are the most common reasons your pranic body might be weak or fragmented. 1, emotional suppression. If you grew up being told, stop crying, be quiet, don't overreact, you've likely learned to freeze your breath, to hold it in so your feelings won't make others uncomfortable. Your pranic body contracted. 2, hunger and hypervigilance. If you've lived in fight or flight for years, your breath likely became short and shallow. Survival adaptation. The nervous system learned deep breath equals unsafe. This leads to chronic fatigue, overgiving, and an inability to relax. 3, people-pleasing patterns. If your worth wasn't tied to how much you gain, helped or supported others, you became someone who exhaled constantly but never gave yourself the right to inhale. You became addicted to overgiving. Your pranic body learned to collapse in order to belong. 4, spiritual bypass and hustle culture. If you've been told, just raise your vibration while chronically exhausted, you may have used spiritual performance to mask real depletion. You were taught to suppress the truth with positivity, not breathe through the discomfort. So what happens when we never reclaim it? If we don't reconnect to your pranic body, the long-term effects are real. Adrenaline fatigue and autoimmune issues, resentment in your business or relationships, energetic burnout and creative shutdowns, feeling disconnected from your voice, intuition and joy, chronic anxiety, chest tightness or shallow breathing cycles, imposter syndrome because you've lost touch with your own life force. This is the body's cry for breath. It's not just emotional, it's physical, it's energetic, it's spiritual. So how do we heal? Healing the pranic body isn't about perfection. It's about moment by moment reconnection. And here's where we begin. Firstly, trauma-informed breathwork. Not all breathwork is created equal. Start slow, breathe gently, focus on presence, not performance. Let your body know you are safe to feel again. Secondly, reparenting the inhale. When you catch yourself holding your breath or exhaling too much, pause. Say inwardly, you are safe to receive love. Inhale now. This simple reparenting builds pranic safety. Thirdly, releasing the martyr archetype. You don't have to give everything to be enough. You are worthy of breath. You are worthy of rest. You are allowed to exhale and still be divine. Fourth, speak to your breath like a beloved. Try this. Thank you, breath, for staying with me through everything. I forgive myself for abandoning you. I reclaim my right to breathe deeply for me. Say it out loud. Say it often. Make breath your spiritual partner, not just your biological reflex. And I want to give you some journal prompts for pranic shadow work. Use these in ritual circles or self-reflection. When did I learn it wasn't safe to breathe deeply? Where do I still override my need to rest? Air or pause? Who or what am I still exhaling for without ever inhaling for myself? Who am I still exhaling for without ever inhaling for myself? What might open in my life if I reclaimed my breath fully? These aren't just prompts, they're portals. Let them open your body back to your own power. And here's a final blessing. Your breath is a legacy transmission. So take a deep breath with me now. Inhale fully and exhale completely. You've remembered something today that can't be unremembered. This isn't just breath. It's not just prana. It's your divine signature, whispered into the world one inhale at a time. You are a breath. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not too much or too sensitive or too tired to matter. You are a lighthouse. You are a channel. And you are a breath of source made manifest. And the more you honor your breath, the more your life honors you. Let that land. You don't need to perform to be powerful. You don't need to speak to be heard. You don't need to hustle to be holy. All you need is to breathe like it matters, because it does. And here's a blessing for your pranic body. Place your hands over your heart and close your eyes. Let these words wash over your field. Beloved breath, I honor you now. I forgive myself for ignoring you. I welcome you back with reverence. May you move through me with ease. May you power my purpose with grace. May my breath become the blessing I offer this world. May my exhale carry healing. May my inhale receive divinity. I am whole. I am radiant. I am restored. So it is. So I breathe. So I serve. Breathe that in. Hold it. Anchor it. What you carry forward from this moment on. You are no longer just a coach, a healer, a sister, a mother, a student, a seeker, a wife. You are a frequency transmitter, a breath alchemist, a priestess of pranic power. You are walking in the footsteps of Guru Har Krishan, not because of what you say, but because of how you be. With every conscious breath, you clear karma. With every exhale, you bless the room. With every inhale, you remember your power. This is your legacy. Not a website, not a brand, not a product. Your energy, your breath, your presence. As I close this transmission, I want you to know your breath is the most radical act of self-love. You breathe in the most sacred leadership tool. Your breath is your connection to everything you've ever prayed for. Never again abandon it. Let your breath be your baseline. Let your life force lead the way. Let your radiance be undeniable, not because you chase it, but because you breathe it into being. You are the miracle. You are the medicine. You are the breath. And I love you for every inhale you're reclaiming. Until next time, stay sovereign, stay sacred, stay in your breath with divine vitality, infinite gratitude, and a mirroring remembrance.